Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. A house fire on Thanksgiving left one person injured. According to San Bernardino County Fire, they sent 3 engines to a report of a structure fire off of Mesa Drive in Joshua Tree, just before 3 p.m. on November 28th. They were joined by an engine from CAL FIRE and an engine from BlackRock. Crews arrived to find smoke coming from the gable vents, which indicated a working attic fire. Crews were able to contain the blaze to the house where it began, and it did not spread to nearby structures. One resident was evacuated, treated on the scene, and taken to a hospital for evaluation. No other injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife has submitted the draft conservation plan for the Western Joshua Tree to the Fish and Game Commission, as required by the Joshua Tree Conservation Act. The plan suggests identifying specific genomes of the Western Joshua Tree and plotting its habitat as first steps toward a longer preservation plan. The plan also suggests a strategy of complete avoidance of the Western Joshua Tree, and when avoidance is impossible, they propose a buffer zone of 186 feet from mature growths. In the draft, they outline the requirements and fees for removing a Joshua tree. Once a building project requires the removal of a Joshua tree, after all practical efforts have been exhausted, the permit allows for the removal of up to 10 individual Western Joshua trees on the project site for single-family residences, multifamily residences, or accessory structures. No more than 40 individual Western Joshua trees may be removed on a project site, and before authorizing the removal of more than 20 but no more than 40 individual Western Joshua trees for a public works project, the county or city needs to obtain the California Department of Fish and Wildlife's written permission that the project has avoided and minimized the take of Western Joshua trees to the maximum practical extent. The fees to remove Joshua trees on a project are $1,000 for every Joshua tree 5 meters or greater in height, with smaller fees for smaller Western Joshua trees. Permits will also be needed for trimming and removing a fallen Joshua tree. Those permit requirements rely on providing evidence of the fallen or dead tree, after which a permit will be issued and a removal or trimming is allowed. All fees collected will be used solely for the purposes of acquiring, conserving, and managing Western Joshua Tree conservation lands. The proposal suggests limiting OHV use in areas with Western Joshua trees, and additional strategies for mitigating the impact of pesticides and invasive plants are also outlined in the document. The document is published on the Commission's website, and public comment is welcome and will be heard at the Commission's February meeting. You can see more at this story at Z107.7 FM.com. Morongo Valley will be holding its annual Christmas tree lighting tomorrow, starting at Small Town Grill and ending at the Morongo Valley Fire Department. Reporter Gabriel Hart has details for tomorrow's festive evening.
The tree lighting ceremony will be the first of 4 Morongo Valley Christmas events to kick off the town's holiday season through December. Starting at Small Town Grill with Santa, snacks, and stories from 4 to 6 p.m., and ending at the Morongo Valley Fire Station from 6 to 8 p.m. with crafting ornaments, hot chocolate, photos with Santa, coloring with firefighters, and decorating cookies donated by the Morongo Valley Cookie Company. Join your neighbors for the first of many holiday celebrations later this month, and stay tuned to Z107.7 for details on Covington Park's official Christmas celebration December 14th, followed by the How the Grinch Stole Christmas Gel Blaster Shootout, and topped off with the Morongo Valley Christmas Parade on December 21st. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
Also tomorrow, the City of 29 Palms is hosting their annual holiday festival at Freedom Plaza. The family-friendly evening will begin with the Holiday Light Parade illuminating downtown 29 Palms, followed by the tree lighting ceremony. There will be face painting, food vendors, and local music from Z107.7, with a special appearance by Santa Claus himself. The City of 29 Palms Holiday Festival begins at 5 p.m. and ends at 8 p.m. tomorrow at Freedom Plaza. The holiday market will continue on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, the town of Yucca Valley will host their holiday celebration at the Yucca Valley Branch Library. The annual tree lighting ceremony is a family-friendly event that will include free bookmark crafts for children, complimentary coffee and hot cocoa provided by Starbucks, and caroling featuring classic holiday hits. Miss Yucca Valley will be in attendance, as well as Santa Claus, who will forego his typical sleigh for a ride aboard the San Bernardino County fire truck to celebrate the lighting of the town's holiday tree. The event begins at 5 p.m. and runs until 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Continuing this week, expect road closures on 29 Palms highway east of 29 Palms this week as Caltrans conducts overlay work on the state highway. Lanes may be reduced to one lane at a time with flagging operations and traffic escorts on 29 Palms Highway between Gopher Grove Road and Gold Crown Road. Crews will work at various locations within the project zone from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. this week. And finally, a local organization is working to bring more organized, cost-mitigated dance performances and programs to the Morongo Basin. Here is reporter Adeline J. Wells with more on how you can get involved.
That was the sound of well-earned applause following a rehearsal for the Desert Nutcracker. Put on by Dance Mojave, the production will begin its 3-day run of shows in Joshua Tree on December 6th. The Desert Nutcracker is an adaptation of the classic holiday tale written by Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, in which a young girl named Clara receives the gift of a nutcracker on Christmas Eve and experiences a fun-filled, magical adventure. The Desert Nutcracker encompasses various dance styles, including ballet, jazz, modern, contemporary, and gestural movements. Over 60 performers are involved in the show. As Jen Hernandez noted, the cast includes dancers of all ages, backgrounds, and experience levels.
This is my first performance. The party adult scene that I'm in has a combo of folks who are classically trained and who were just really excited to be a part of it.
In addition to playing the beloved uncle in the performance, Alex Valdivia was also the head writer for the Desert Nutcracker. While the show may have the traditional music and story arc, attendees can also expect plenty of elements that embody life in the Mojave, from ill-prepared hikers to park rangers, native fauna and flora, and the iconic sandstorms that desert dwellers know all too well. As Valdivia explains, Dance Mojave's production infuses the timeless tale with not only these physical components, but also the spirit of the high desert.
It's an ode not only to the land and the nature, it's an ode to the culture out here, the way people live, their connection to the land, and I think it's a really good intro to the desert.
Founded in the summer of 2024, Dance Mojave is a collective of dancers, creatives, and movement artists of all experience levels in the Morongo Basin. Executive and co-artistic director Jen Henry explained that dance is often an expensive pursuit. Dance Mojave aims to offer artistic performance opportunities to community members at no or low cost, taking steps to ensure that anyone interested in participating has the chance to do so.
We're trying really hard to have costumes sourced from closets, and if we have spare ballet shoes from one performer that another performer can use, we're trying to make those connections too. We also have a couple shoe sponsors lined up in case anyone will have trouble affording a pair of ballet shoes. So we really want to make sure that folks are not prevented from participating for cost reasons, which I think is pretty unique these days.
The group recently filed for nonprofit status as the Dance Mojave Performance Collective, with a mission to continue offering community-wide open audition performance opportunities to the Morongo Basin. There are also plans to expand with technique classes under an LLC branch of the group. Dance Mojave will begin open-level ballet for adults on December 15th, with the potential for more educational opportunities in the future. Dance Mojave's production of the Desert Nutcracker will run from December 6th through 8th at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center. To purchase tickets or for more information about getting involved with Dance Mojave, visit this story at Z107.7 Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.